Hello. Wow, that sounds so serious because I'm so used to, hey, how's it going? Fuck. So, I just had a load of my hair cut off, as you can see, and I'm a bit hungover, but I wanted to make a video, and this is a video that I've been sitting on for a while, I guess. It's something that I've spoken about briefly before. I mentioned on 2 videos that I've posted this year. I mentioned it a couple of times last year as well, mainly in passing, so I would sort of reference it, then not really talk about it. So yeah, but I figured if I sort of have this chat, it's a chat that I want to have. It's a chat that generally I think people should be having more, and it's a chat that's perhaps long overdue. It means that in the future I can sort of reference it, and sort of I'll be referencing back to this or things that you guys know about, rather than just sort of going blah, blah, my mental health, blah, blah, and you guys not actually having a clue what I'm talking about. So I don't think I've ever been as nervous as this planning, because I wrote a sheet of notes, or making a video. I'm genuinely really quite nervous about this, because once it's out there, and you know, there's a lot of potential for stigma, or people to change how they look at me or how they treat me. And at the end of the day, I post about my channel on my Instagram. There's people that I work with who follow me on Instagram, who have seen some of my videos. There's people obviously that I've known for years who may not have necessarily known about this stuff. A lot of my close friends and my family do know a lot of this, and they've all been really supportive about it. So, as you may have guessed by whatever I come up with as a title for this video, and from my previous videos where I've referenced it, I've had various mental health issues while I've been growing up. I didn't really want to sort of give it any diagnosis myself, because I'm not a doctor or anything. I can sort of say, okay, yeah, this is how I feel, but I think when I sort of said that on my channel when talking about it before, I then followed out by then giving it a self-diagnosis, which was kind of stupid. But been at times impulsiveness, fear, anxiety, anger, self-isolation, emptiness or numbness, lethargy, I can't pronounce it, fuck, lethargy, I don't know what the correct pronunciation is actually. I know it's lethargic, but lethargy. Basically feeling like really fucking tired all the time, and apathy. So one of the common themes I think is sort of not being in control of how I feel. And at times it was just a case of like, what I felt was logical, it wasn't just sort of irrational coming out of nowhere, it was just way too intense. Like, okay, yeah, I get why I'm worried about this, but why am I this worried that I can't concentrate, or that I now feel sick and can't eat, or, you know, okay, yeah, I really like this person, but why am I being impulsive enough to say that I love them on the first date? You know, because that's happened, and that sounds really awkward saying that out loud, that's really fucking cringy, but that's exactly what I mean in terms of that impulsiveness, like, because I had that intense feeling, and because I sort of put my happiness in someone else. One of the other reoccurring things with my mental health, and possibly one of the reasons that I haven't spoken about it as much as I should, is up here, it's intense and it's real and it's relevant and it's powerful, and you know, you can't escape it, but then when you vocalize it, sometimes you sort of hear yourself saying it and you go, wow, this sounds dumb as shit. And that's not necessarily a case of I'm dumb as shit, but it's that disconnect between me and my brain, which is also something that I often do. I often describe them as 2 separate entities, because often they are. I can control me, I can't always control my brain. And a lot of these issues come from my brain convincing me of things that are happening or not happening. Right, I'm going to tie my hair up because it's all actually pretty much of a length where I can tie it up. Now that I've had like loads of the sides trimmed, there's like one bit like down here, there we go. Ta-da! Yeah, enjoy. Such a child. Came back on topic. Those issues that I've faced during my life have led to behaviours and actions that have continued the cycle, that have often led me to either continuing issues or more issues than I originally faced. So poor decision making, rash decision making, especially when it comes to sort of a social sense and a relationship sense, often it has impacted relationships. It's made the relationship more difficult, or meant that they failed. Same with friendships as well, caused a lot of problems in that kind of area. At times it's led to me hurting myself. It affects me at work sometimes. It certainly used to affect me in the education system, whether that was during school, college, or also at times during university. Less so my actual university work, but my life while I was at university, if that makes sense. So in 2017, I began reaching out. I spoke to my GP about it for the third time because I'd spoken to them before and not pursued anything. They gave me some contact details for a few different places. I had a little look and I kind of put it off, and I started talking to someone and we got into a relationship, and that made me feel pretty good, but at the same time also aspects of it were coming through that I was trying to ignore, in terms of the impulsiveness, of the anxiety, you know, and I sort of put it off. I tried to sort of ignore it and put my happiness into that relationship, put my happiness into that person, but I wasn't really doing a lot outside of it. I wasn't making videos, I was just sort of gaming and talking to that person and meeting up with that person, and sometimes talking to my friends, but not as much as I should have done. I'm notoriously bad for staying in contact with my friends at times, but that relationship then ended, as they do. I don't think necessarily my mental health was to blame for that, but I do think it probably contributed. Not that the person said anything about my mental health at the time when they break up with me, but yeah, I think it caused some problems during the time, as did other things, but yeah. That left me in a pretty bad place, because a lot of the stuff that I was going through at that point, whether it was down to put my happiness into that relationship and it ending, general breakup feelings, or my mental health in general, reminded me of where I was at after my last breakup, which was then at the beginning of 2017, before I then did all of the things that I mentioned in the year in review video, where I started my YouTube channel, I focused on myself, I learned to love my own company again, and I was just kind of in that same run. I was like, right, okay, I need to do shit. I need to do something about this. Like, 2018 is about to be a new year anyway, so let's put into New Year resolution kind of thing, and let's sort of say, right, 2018, I'm gonna do something about this. And I did, which was cool. It's one of the times in my life where I've actually kind of gone, I'm gonna do this, and then I actually fucking done it. Which is a good feeling, I suppose. So I had a course of CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy. Basically, you talk to a therapist about what's happening, why it might be happening, you trace back sort of what's causing or maintaining certain behaviours, and figure out what you can do about it. Basically, it's that kind of thing. It's sort of talking about your day and what's happened and why you feel a certain way. Kind of sums up. I feel like I'm oversimplifying it, but that's, in a nutshell, that's what it is. So I'm going to take this out because I'm not used to having my hair tied that tight and it hurts. Anyway, so as well as sort of talking through it, getting some sort of techniques for how to catch and negate some of my anxiety, and sort of not feel so shit all the time. No. It also kind of narrowed down that sort of diagnosis angle. So while I said earlier I didn't want to self-diagnose, this is sort of actual therapist diagnosis stuff. So it narrowed down that I do have some kind of anxiety disorder. We did kind of like narrow down a bit towards social anxiety, but basically the person I was seeing specified in general anxiety, so you come into the system, they treat you for that as best as they can, and they can sort of point you in the direction of, okay, well, it might be this, but I can't diagnose you for that, and I can't treat you for that, so if you do want to come back about that, you can come back and have further investigation and treatment for that after a couple of months of trying the things that we've been talking through, which is essentially what happened. Coming out the other end, I would say I'm better equipped, I have a better understanding of myself, of my own brain. I was already quite good at identifying it. I was quite good at going, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling numb, I'm feeling apathetic, whatever, but often it was kind of a, well, I know I am, but I don't know what to do about it. And I have somewhat of a better idea of that. Having said that, it's still absolutely a daily struggle. It's something that affects me every day. It's weird because sort of actually saying that is the first time that I think I've really kind of gone, wow, this is kind of a big deal. Like, most of the time I'm like, yeah, but other people have it worse, but actually it is something that affects me on a daily basis. Whether it's wanting to say something, but feeling too nervous or scared of what people might think, so just staying quiet and being embarrassed over something that hasn't even happened. Whether it's trying to motivate myself to do something that I should do, whether it's a chore or sorting through something, or whether it's not eating properly because there's people in the kitchen and I don't want to have to socialise because I'm awkward and bad at small talk, and oh, they're gonna think I'm really weird, or I'm gonna just stand there in silence while other people are cooking. But having said that, I don't want this video, and I know that in some ways it can't really be helped, but I don't want this video, I don't want people to see this and then go, oh okay, I now need to like act in a different way, I need to say things in a different way, I need to be careful when I'm around him. Please don't treat me any differently, because it's up here. It's not anything that other people are doing, it's up here. And yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with that sentence, but yeah, it's always better to talk. It's an important conversation to have. So that's kind of that. I just kind of wanted to clear up kind of what I've actually dealt with, because a few times I've kind of skirted around the subject, and also let you guys know how it went, because I did mention I was going to be having some phone appointments back in the life update video from like early March. So yeah, that's how it went, and that's how I am. By and large, I'm doing okay. I've certainly had worse times, but yeah, we'll get there in the end. Just gotta keep going. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Fuck, hang on. Let me do that again.